Have you ever been so afraid of making a mistake that you just didn't do anything at all? You know, you have this brilliant idea, this exciting project you want to start, but that little voice in your head whispers, "What if you mess it up? What if you fail?" And just like that, the spark fizzles out. I've been there, and I know how frustrating it is. It feels like being trapped in a box of your own making. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking that box, to unleashing your true potential, isn't about avoiding mistakes, but about embracing them? Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving deep into a topic that is absolutely fundamental to growth, creativity, and success in any area of life. Building a mindset that not only accepts, but actually celebrates experimentation and learning from what we often call mistakes. It's about shifting our perspective from "I failed" to "I learned." This isn't just some fluffy motivational talk. This is a practical strategy for living a more dynamic and fulfilling life. Let's think about how we learned to do anything as kids. Did you learn to walk without falling? Of course not. You stumbled, you fell, you probably got a few bumps and bruises, but you got back up. Each fall wasn't a failure, it was a data point. Your brain was processing. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try shifting my weight this way instead. It was a continuous cycle of experiment, feedback, adjust, repeat. We were natural-born scientists, so when did we lose that? When did falling down become something to be ashamed of instead of a necessary step in learning to run? Somewhere along the way, many of us developed a fear of failure. Maybe it was a red mark on a test in school, a critical comment from a teacher, or just the societal pressure to always appear perfect and have it all figured out. This fear is a creativity killer. It keeps us on the well-trodden path, afraid to venture into the unknown where real innovation happens. It convinces us that it's better to do nothing than to do something imperfectly. But here's the secret the most successful and innovative people understand. Perfection is a myth, and progress is everything. Think about any great inventor, artist, or entrepreneur. Their stories are not straight lines to success. They are winding roads filled with detours, dead ends, and countless failed experiments. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work when developing the light bulb." He didn't see each non-working prototype as a failure. He saw it as a step forward, a process of elimination that brought him closer to the solution. He was celebrating the learning, not mourning the mistake. This is the mindset we need to cultivate. Let's call it the experimenter's mindset. An experimenter doesn't expect to get it right on the first try. In fact, they know they probably won't. The whole point of an experiment is to test a hypothesis, to gather information. The outcome, whether it matches the expectation or not, is always valuable. It's all just data. So, how do we actually start building this mindset in our daily lives? It starts with small, conscious shifts. First, reframe your language. Instead of saying, "I messed up," try saying, "That was an interesting outcome. What did I learn from it?" Instead of "I failed," say, "I ran an experiment, and here are the results." This isn't just playing with words. It's fundamentally changing your relationship with the outcome. It removes the emotional weight of judgment and replaces it with the neutral curiosity of a scientist. Let's say you're trying a new recipe, and it comes out completely inedible. The old mindset might say, "I'm a terrible cook. I'll just stick to takeout, that's a dead end." The experimenter's mindset says, "Okay, that was a data point. I think I added too much salt, and maybe I cooked it for too long. Next time, I'll reduce the salt by half and check it 5 minutes earlier." See the difference? One shuts down future possibilities, the other opens them up. The second step is to lower the stakes. We often freeze up because we treat every single task like it's a life or death final exam. If you want to start a YouTube channel, don't pressure yourself to create a viral masterpiece on your first try. Your goal for the first video shouldn't be get a million views. It should be learn how to edit a video and click publish. That's it. Your goal is to complete the experiment. The outcome is just feedback for the next one. Maybe you learned that the lighting was bad, or that you spoke too fast. Great. That's invaluable information for video number 2. This idea of lowering the stakes is crucial for breaking out of procrastination. When a task feels too big and the pressure to get it right is too high, we avoid it. Break it down into a series of small experiments. Want to write a book? Don't sit down to write the next great novel. Sit down to experiment with writing one single page, or even just one paragraph, without judging it. The goal is to get words on the page and see what happens. Third, and this is a big one, celebrate the effort and the learning, not just the result. Did you try something new today? Did you step outside your comfort zone, even if it didn't turn out perfectly? That is a win. Acknowledge it. Give yourself credit for your courage and your willingness to learn. We are so conditioned to only celebrate the final victory, the perfect score, the successful launch, but the real growth, the real magic, happens in the messy middle. It happens in the trying, the stumbling, and the getting back up. This is especially important for anyone in a creative field. Whether you're a painter, a musician, a writer, or a coder, your work is a series of experiments. Every brushstroke, every line of code is a tiny test. Some will work, some won't. The master artist isn't someone who never makes a wrong stroke. They are someone who has made thousands of them and has learned what to do next. They know how to paint over it, how to incorporate it, or how to learn from it for the next canvas. They are not afraid of the paint. Think about your life as a laboratory. You're the lead scientist. Every day is an opportunity to run new experiments. What happens if I wake up 30 minutes earlier? What happens if I try a new route to work? What happens if I speak up in that meeting? Some experiments will yield amazing results, others will be duds. But none of them are failures, because every single one provides you with more information about yourself and the world around you. This mindset also builds incredible resilience. When you see setbacks as learning opportunities instead of personal failings, you bounce back much faster. A mistake no longer feels like a reflection of your worth, it's just a part of the process. People with this mindset are less likely to give up when they hit a roadblock. Instead, they get curious. They ask, why did this happen? What can I do differently? They pivot, they adapt, and they keep moving forward. Let's make this really practical. I challenge you to pick one small thing this week that you've been putting off because you're afraid of not doing it perfectly. Maybe it's learning a few chords on a guitar, trying a new workout, cooking that intimidating dish, or finally starting that blog. Now, reframe it as an experiment. Your goal is not to become a guitar virtuoso or a master chef overnight. Your goal is simply to conduct the experiment and observe the results. Your goal is to learn something at the end of the week. Don't ask yourself, did I succeed? Ask yourself, what did I learn? Maybe you learned that you hate playing the guitar, and that's a valuable discovery. Now you can invest your time elsewhere. Or maybe you learned that you actually enjoy it, but your fingers hurt and you need to build calluses. That's also a win. You've gathered data that will inform your next step. Embracing this mindset is a journey, not a destination. You'll still have moments where that fear of failure creeps in. You'll still feel disappointed when things don't go as planned. That's human. The key is to not let that feeling be the end of the story. Acknowledge it, and then gently guide your thoughts back to curiosity. Okay, I'm feeling disappointed. That's fine. Now, what can I learn from this? By celebrating experimentation and learning from our mistakes, we give ourselves permission to be human. We give ourselves permission to be beginners. We give ourselves permission to grow. It transforms life from a tightrope walk where one wrong step means disaster into an open field of infinite possibilities waiting to be explored. So go out there, run your experiments, make glorious messes, and learn with every single step. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this gives you a new lens through which to view your own journey. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content on growth and creativity. I'd love to hear about the experiments you're planning in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together. Until next time, stay curious.